Okay, rainy, horrible, crappy day outside. We're in England after all, so I just decided to have a look at the timing back as it was making a creaking noise under acceleration or any kind of hard pedalling, or pedalling at all, to be totally honest. This is a press fit 30 bottom bracket, which means the bearings are press fitted into the frame. Luckily this frame is carbon fibre but has an aluminium insert. Some don't, some are just totally carbon fibre, particularly your Chinese frames, and the bearing sits on the carbon fibre. Now let's first take how to remove the crank. You undo this bolt, it presses against this ring, crank just pops off. In the case of SRAM systems, it's Shimano, there's 2 bolts and a little preload ring you need to remove. Put that down there. Right, so this was making a creaking sound. It rode perfectly fine, other than the slight creaking sound. And that creaking sound almost sounded like a seat creaking or something like that. But if I do this, you can clearly hear that bearing is rough. Now, some cases people wait till the bottom bracket gets play, then replace it or worry about it. You should not do that in the case of press fit bottom brackets, however, because this bearing could potentially seize solid and then spin the actual bearing in the frame, so it spins in the housing. This will destroy your frame. If this happens, especially if it's carbon fibre, it will eat into the carbon fibre and then you won't be able to put a new bearing in there in order to ride it. It will not sit, it will be all loose. It will have play in it and it won't ever work again. So if you hear this creaking noise, or notice it's gritty when you take it apart to service it or whatever, replace the bearings. There's just 2 bearings. Getting them out, there is special tools available. I'm just going to literally use a flat bladed screwdriver and tap on 4 equal points, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there and 1 there, just to pop them out. If that doesn't work and they're stuck in there, you'll certainly need a special tool or to take it to a bike shop. In my case, I'm doing it at my own risk, but if you're unsure, just take it to a bike shop and get them to fix it. But it's important you do address the situation and don't continue riding the thing. So in my case, I'm just going to write down the numbers on the side of the bearings, put them into Google and buy the bearings. You really don't need fancy bearings for this. SKF or any other brand name will do fine, but just don't go for the cheapest thing possible because they'll totally be terrible. There is ceramic speed bearings available, of course, that are ridiculously expensive, and ceramic speed, all they do is pretty much buy bearings off of SKF, as in the individual balls, stamp their own name on it and charge ridiculous money for it. If they were any good, they'll use them on aeroplanes. Not being funny, stick with big brands like SKF, you know, things like that. They're actually well known in engineering. NMB I think is another one. There are a few, but ceramic speed's well, the sort of snake oil cycle specific brands. Anyway, I'll replace these. I will get ceramic ones because they're cheap enough to buy from SKF. It'll be about 40 quid for a pair, and they'll be, you know, very tolerant to rust basically. That's usually the cause of this problem. You can also get stainless steel ones, but the ceramic ones should last longer, hopefully. Although they're not, yes, debatable. I'm going to try some anyway. The only thing with ceramic is they don't like shock loading too much, but the tyres should stop them from, you know, experience too much shock loading. I mean, if there's enough shock loading to shatter a ceramic bearing, then really there's going to be your knee joints and things are going to go, aren't they? That concludes this video.